What's going on, guys? This is Miasin. Updated S-Force deck profile, you already know it. So these two new cards are actually brand new for the game. We don't even have them in the TCG yet. Basically, this one is S-Force Lapswell. If this card is special summon, you can target one S-Force monster in your graveyard, except itself, special summon it. You can banish one S-Force card from your hand, that's the cost. Destroy all opponent's monsters in the same column as your S-Force monsters, and you can only use each effect once per turn. And the level 1 monster is also pretty interesting, very similar to Microcoder. I think that's the name of the card. So if a monster you control would be used as link material for an S-Force monster. Right now we only have a Link 3 S-Force. With a little bit of luck, maybe we're gonna get a really cool Link 2 or maybe Link 1 S-Force. That's gonna be nice. This card in your hand can also be used as material, and then during the main phase quick effect, you can return this card to the hand, and if you do, special summon one level 2 or higher S-Force monster from your hand. And finally, it also has a graveyard effect, so an effect in the hand, in the field, and in the graveyard. So if an S-Force monster you control would banish a cards from your hand, to activate its effect, you can banish this card from your grave instead, and again, you can only use each effect of S-Force retroactive once per turn. So basically, they're only one-ofs because they don't really get your stuff going, but they keep you extending in a way. So this card is really cool at pushing the Link 3, and the Lapswell is also pretty nice at reviving back your Platina, and then reviving back the Gravitino, so you have more S-Force monsters with different names. And if you haven't watched my combo video, you can easily OTK your opponent with Borrelsword Dragon on your follow-up with a very simple 2-card combo consisting of only Idea and Gravitino. Anyways, let's get into this deck profile now. So Gravitino, I'm playing it at 2. If it's normal or special summon, you can add one S-Force card from your deck to your hand. Really nice. The majority of the time, you're always searching for that chase, which is kind of like a Ritual Beast Steeds or Cybernetic Overflow. Very similar, but you don't really have to lose anything. You're just making your opponent lose cards. So bounce back or banish cards thanks to the passive effect of Gravitino. And then 2 Platina, similar effect as Lapswell, but instead of reviving back from the grave, it revives back from the banished. And then 1 Lapswell. By the way, these two monsters are level 6. Gravitino is level 5. So if you have 2 Gravitino on the field, you can make a Pleiades, and if you have either 2 Platina or 1 Platina, 1 Lapswell, you can make Ptolemy M7, and that gives you Zeus access and other stuff, so that's pretty cool. And then we are playing the 1 Edge Laser. Not the best S-Force, not gonna lie. It kind of gives you more options sometimes. It also has a pretty relevant passive effect, but it's not a 3 of at all. I definitely wouldn't play 3 of this card. And 3 D-Shifter, 3 Ash, 2 Ghost Bell, 3 Chiyomaru. This card is insane, by far the best S-Force, on top of Gravitino Platina. But yeah, this card, I love it so much. 2 Idea, which summons your Chiyomaru from the deck, but you don't want to break on like too many identical cards, because Chiyomaru kind of already does, well, I mean, Idea is like an extra copy of Chiyomaru, so yeah. And Reinforcement of the Army. This card is interesting because before it could actually only search Chiyomaru and Idea, but now it can also search S-Force Retroactive, which is relevant in the hand, so this card definitely got way better. 3 Extravagance, which is a no-brainer. The only Link monsters that you really summon would be Borrelsword, Justify, and Masquerena, and Axis Code, definitely. But you're barely touching your extra deck, and some of the cards are just like Dragma Maximus targets, so yeah. Anyways, Terraforming, so you can play 4 field spells. Call by the Grave, I mean, why not, but you don't really need it. If you don't want to play Call by the Grave, go for it, because it might actually conflict with D-Shifter. And yeah, 3 Imperm, 3 S-Force Chase, 1 Specimen, 1 Imperial Order. So again, if you don't want to play Call by the Grave, go for it. Also, you can cut Reinforcement of the Army and maybe play like a 3rd Idea. That could make sense. And 3 Solemn Strike. Just, this card is always good. It's good going for a second, whatever. Alright, for the extra deck, I'm playing 1 Invoke Merkaba, 1 Elder Entity Entis, cards that you are never really going to be summoning. Same thing with Cyber Dragon Nova. So if your opponent goes the effect of Dogmatica Maximus, you send Nova and Entis, and then you summon the Merkaba, and then you pop a card your opponent controls. And then a few Xyz monsters, so Zeus, Gaia Dragon, Ptolemy M7, Pleiades, Borrelsword, Axis Code, Triple Justify, because you don't want to banish like 3 copies with Extravagance. And Unicorn, IP Masquerena, Relinquished Anima, so that's it for the extra deck. Alright, so for the idea section, a lot of people actually recommended me to play S-Force Dog Tag, but I really don't like the card. So it has an effect where during your main phase, not during the main phase, during your main phase, your opponent cannot activate the effects of monsters in the same column as one of your S-Force monsters. So it's not like the best. It's not an interruption during your opponent's turn. And if your opponent normals or special summons a monsters while you control an S-Force monster, except during the damage check, you can special summon this card from your hand, and you can only use each effect of S-Force Dog Tag once per turn. It's not good, because it only affects your opponent during, like, your own main phase, so yeah. And the S-Force Oraphist is like an okay card, but it doesn't get you started at all, so kind of bricky cards, to be honest. The Magician's Souls, on the other hand, is really freaking cool, so if you want to play, like, cards that benefit off of being sent by souls, go for it. So more cards like S-Force Bridgehead. It's like, I honestly had no idea the name was S-Force Bridgehead, but the draw actually conflicts with Extravagance, and if you play that, you are foolish in cards, so it will not really work well with D-Shifter, so I don't know if I recommend it that much. And Appaloosa, 1-for-1, but it's very expensive. Sometimes you have to discard hand traps, so I don't recommend it. Gold Sark, it's cool, I guess. It gets you that Gravitino in the Banish, so you can summon Platina, revive back, and get your plays from there. And D-Shifter Macrocosmos, because you don't really need your graveyard at all. So that's pretty much it for the S-Force deck profile. Like I said, testing video coming up tomorrow. Make sure you let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.